Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I thought I'd come and say hello. Wish you a good week. We are going through this week that will lead us to this full moon and this great portal of the 11:11. And since I had time, I thought I'd come back and say hello. There is something that's very, very essential from an astrological standpoint. I mentioned that in my French video I did yesterday. Is that there is this Mercury is going to create an eclipse to the sun with this passage of this 11:11 portal. For Mercury is not big enough to eclipse the sun, but it's passing between the Earth and the sun. And the next time that will happen will be in 2032. So it's a rare event. Mercury will allow, which is the mind, the mentor, the trickster, it's also the magician, the empowered, the Hermes, is a very powerful influence. It's an old moon of the Earth. So essentially, was the original one of the original moon of the Earth. Nevertheless, so this will be a very, very powerful transit, and this 11:11 will be very, very powerful transformational potential to let go of many things from the past. For attachment is suffering, and letting go is freedom. In essence, it's attachment to our past, attachment to people, attachment to things, attachment to wounds, attachment to I see in the media, for instance, they're continuing to celebrate the wars, celebrate the drama. They're making anniversary for those dramas to return, to reactivate the wounds, when actually it's from a cosmic standpoint, it's complete insanity. We want to let those things in the past and celebrate those things that made us progress, advance, move forward toward joy and freedom. So I'm not criticizing, but I do not resonate with those celebration of all whatever dramatic event happened in the past. We're going to create this commemoration, and we're going to keep it in line for the next generation to continue to feel the wounds of the past. And so we want to let go, because once we let go, we trust our Creator, we trust the flow of life. We can move into this liberated state of being. For the Buddha explains that all things that happens within the physical realm is called the samsara, as part of the transmigration process of the soul. So the six worlds, we live in the world of man. And so it is within the clause of the impermanence. We want permanence. We want uncertainties. We live with constant uncertainty and constant impermanence. And so that's why the Buddhas recommended through righteousness, alignment with what is true, with the law, to elevate your consciousness to the realm of lucidity, the nirvana, the higher planes, where all things are perfectly always within the flow of love and light. And because we come from that sphere of pure divine beingness, and we choose to incarnate in this impure world of impermanence, and there is so much suffering, but suffering comes from attachment. That's what already the Buddha already tried to explain 3,000 years ago almost, and so 2,500 years ago. And so it is about letting go as much as possible to all those things of the past, in order to discover freedom from within the alignment. For I know that sometimes my I am presence has to intervene between me and my soul. The soul is very, very strict in relationship to what its plans are, but the I am presence is always there and understand the ins and outs of all that things that is going on within this human part, that is human consciousness, this human experience. And so the idea is because I am presence and our soul are always working together in alignment. They're both, although the I am presence maybe is the potential for the soul. The soul wants to achieve fusion with the I am presence, but it is this human part that needs to come to solve the human equation, the intelligence, the emotional intelligence, that will allow us to free ourselves. And to achieve that, we want to become a cooperative component with our inner self as much as possible. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Akash to see what guidance we may receive from Spirit, higher self. For it is only a mirror. It is well, in the past is the father. The Father is God. We've connected, we've realized, we've understood. Now we need to align. Right now we want to free ourselves from persecution and inquisition. We're still being oppressed by this material world, not so much, maybe for some, hopefully you don't, but there is still this pressure from the outside world, and all those old memories are cleansed in a sense. We do not want to bring back the old memories of the past, of all the traumas that we experienced in past life, or even during this life. Sometimes they do come back. We feel like we have to deal with whatever we experience in this life, or everybody goes through traumas, his own childhood, or adulthood, or whatever. The way to do that is Asia. It is the card of Asia that we can understand in the present. It is the Buddha, it is Samadhi, it is elevating ourselves, detaching from the past. It is the past that created those conditions that we experience now, but we have a tendency to believe that this reality is real, and so we find attachment of that and needing to deal with that, when if we elevate ourselves above it, we can recreate, and the material reality will shift and change in accordance to our own creative process inside of us. And in the near future, we have living or departing. So it is about getting your luggage ready, be ready to move, be ready to move forward, whatever it doesn't need necessarily means that you are going to change residence. It may mean that, it may mean traveling, it may be all kinds of things, but it is about moving forward. It's about also discovering. For when we can travel, we have a sense of what's going on in other places. It is very useful to the consciousness, traveling, and although Lao Tzu says that we don't need to travel to discover the universe. Once you're ready, everything comes to you. What we're working on now is the monk or the nun. It's about deactivating those old programmation of needing to. In one sense, it means that we want to deactivate all the vows of poverty, celibacy, all those things that we made in the past that still may be plaguing us, to reconnect to the flows of life. And in another hand, it means not to disperse our energy, to stay focalized on our ascension if that's what we seek. Whatever we seek, if it's seek is a relationship, then focus on the relationship. If you seek is financial freedom, focus on financial freedom. But then once you focus on that, let go and let yourself be guided by your intuition. Sometimes you will shift from one aspect to the other, follow whatever the moment dictate as much as possible, and let go and trust the outcome will be the best possible outcome. And the outcome of that will be community life. We came here to be part of the human community. For we're moving from nation states that are opposing themselves, and what we want to live this world as one great human community. It is a time of shift and expansion, and eventually this world will be one world, one community, one planet, one family. And the God, it is an ideal, but it is something that the plan of creation is working towards. It takes a long time for people to accept, to live in peace and to share all of within life. Sometimes people are fighting for resources through the ego, but we want to become integrated within this community, within those times, and to participate. That's already what we're doing. But very soon, as I said in my book, there's going to be some very specific communities that will be created outside of the mainstream of society, where the most very advanced soul, those people that can be at the apex of their career or their profession, will be leaving the main role in society to join those communities in order to create a prototype for advanced living in beautiful environment for the children that will be blessed to live there. And then those communities will manifest around the world. There will be enlightened communities, and that will serve as a model for the rest of society. That will slowly but surely, there will be very creative places, beautiful places. Spirit says that I will be placed somewhere someday that will be part of that. And so I hope this was interesting for you. I also wanted to say that love is the most powerful force in the universe. Love is real. There is nothing more real and more powerful than love. Although we can think that unconditional love is far more gratifying than conditional love. For unconditional love, we need nothing. Once we discover that, nobody can take unconditional love, because love that is unconditional has no need for reciprocation. It is whole. And unconditional love is what connects us to the soul and spirit, and that is guide us towards the realization of divine love, which is a part of it. So it is a stepping stone towards divine love and the realization of divinity. But even conditional love, what we call love on this planet, when we fell in love, for instance, it makes our life so beautiful. It is so incredible. It proves that it feels so good, and it is so powerful. It proves that love is real. The more we sense something deeply, the more real we make it. And when we lose that connection, it can make us feel so bad. That proves that this power of love is so essential, so powerful. Yet we want to let go of attachment. This is a subtle understanding in order to live free, to have this freedom, to trust the universe and trust the heart and trust the connection, that everything works out. Yet we want to follow our own inner directive. I'm going to finish with a song, then I'm going to pull a few cards. Behind me is the two paintings. I've never shown this one before. It's a paperwork. It's about the light body, the 7 main chakras, and you kind of elevated above the earth, around the stars, and it's just chakras alignment with the earth symbol on the bottom. And this one just says paradise. It's a painting that says paradise. It's a reminder of a focal point. When we call on this frequency of paradise, it represents the best of the best of the best in all circumstances. For eventually we will, paradise is our primal origin and the final destiny. It is the Isle of God. It is the residence of God. It is so rich, so vast, so beautiful, but it's hidden with the universe. We have to ascend through all the planes of the universe before we are granted access to this plane. Yet if your I am presence is already a paradise entity that's never lost that connection and contact, and so you can already invoke and call on this sphere of reality, and information will come to you on this Isle of Light. It's called the Isle of Light and Life. It is a monumental, it's the biggest agglomeration of cosmic reality beyond anything that the universe can ever provide. It is an eternal reality that is very real, but it's hidden from consciousness. And so I'm going to finish with a song and then pull a few cards from the Archangel Tarot. It's called Love. It's a song of John Lennon. It's like this. Love is real, real is love. Love is feeling, feeling love. Love is wanting to be loved. Love is touch, touch is love. Love is reaching, reaching love. Love is asking to be loved. Love is you, you and me. Love is knowing we can be. Love is free, free is love. Love is living, living love. Love is needing to be loved. Well, thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. For love is, we want to live love. Love is our true nature. It is our essential nature. That's why it feels so good. It's because we get close to what is real within us when we are in love, when we feel love for anything. It can be love for even for the smallest things of life. So it's about being in appreciation, being in goodness, kindness, compassion, joy. Those things comes down to the joy plus compassion plus goodness plus kindness plus joy equals love. And we came here to discover what love is. I want to know what love is. Of course, we do not, and there is always new octaves of love to be discovered. So let us be patient with ourselves and move forwards one step at a time in receptivity of that love. For the highest wisdom for us today is the 4 of Raphael. Looking for new possibilities. Looking to the magical side of life. Become aware of your emotion, for the emotion will lead us to to the freedom, to the path of freedom. So it is very essential that we have emotion, although sometimes emotion is a double-edged sword. It is really the pathway that will lead us to the alignment. It is our GPS, so to speak. And when we feel good, we are in alignment. When we feel bad, we are outside of our center. That is just a sign not to judge ourselves from being there, but to return to center, to breathe and release and let go. What we need to understand is the 9 of Gabriel. So be determined in moving forward. Be ready for anything. Environmental activism. So it's about we're here to serve the earth, to serve the consciousness of the earth, Mother Earth, the planet, and so it is also the card of gain. There is so many things that can come and be added to every day. There is little pieces that we have to have the gratitude for all the little things that make our life better each and every day. What we need to do is the Lady of Gabriel, passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. You can right now you can undertake anything. Go towards what you aspire. You are attracting the people capable of coming to your help, your assistance. So we are complementary and we want to flow. The more we trust that the right people, the right resources will be here in every moment to remove the doubt. From a spiritual point of view, doubt does not exist. Fear does not exist. Everything is known from the higher self point of view. It is just this physical nature that creates this doubt. So it's about trusting more and moving into a flow where we can trust and know that the resource and support will be there with each experiences, and then we use that as stepping stone to cross the rivers. And the outcome is the decision, is the Archangel Jophiel. Free yourself from anything that prevents you from moving forward. Needing to purify unjustified worry induced by the lack of trust in yourself. So it's about trusting more and purifying, letting go of worry. And for the essence, it is like she's freeing all those birds that have been living in the cage, and so it is time for us to spray our wings and fly. What's this? It is an image, but eventually men will learn anti-gravity and fly in the sky, as it is already happening in many realms, on the higher realm. We do not need transportation. We can just think ourselves and then we carry ourselves. But this may be a little bit in the future, but the essence is to free our mind. Once the free our mind and the heart has the information we need in order to free our mind. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.